Fellas, how the fuck you doing tonight, man? It's great to see you guys. Hope you guys have been well as we get together again on another goddamn episode of the ThePPShow, man. So great to see you guys. Hope you guys have been well. Sorry I missed you Monday, man. Had some family in town over the weekend, bled into the week there, man. So again, missed you guys Monday, but here we are back again on a Wednesday to start the week off. I guess off right, man. Already some things are already in motion. I gotta say, very interesting stuff when it came to Larry Chang this afternoon, man. Some of the words, obviously, you guys saw that post out there. It was very exciting stuff, if you ask me. So, would love to dive into that tonight. Obviously, I do want to take a look at some of the data here. We got an incredible amount of posts from some people out in the community tonight that we're going to highlight here. So, with that being said, it's great to see you guys. Hope you guys have been well, man. So, let's get in the legality. We won't waste any more time here at the show. It's great to see everybody out in the chat tonight. So let's go ahead and start this off. So in terms, keep in mind, man, I am not a financial expert, nor am I a financial advisor. So please seek the avenues to do so. You're not going to find it here. A lot of this is opinion. A lot of this is speculation. A whole bunch of man's entertainment, if you haven't guessed it already. We like getting together. We like talking about the stock, and that's really all there is to it, man. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind, any guests who come to the show, man, nobody here is a professional. So if you hear any opinions, speculation, TA, things like that, keep in mind, man, nobody here is a professional. We like getting together. We like talking about the stock, and that's really all there is to it, man. So let's fucking dive into it tonight, man. Let's go ahead and welcome a few people here at the show tonight. We got Travis and also Sloppy here backstage with us. Why don't we go ahead and bring these fellas in here tonight? Chat, please give a warm welcome to Travis the Stripper. All right, Travis, how the fuck are we doing tonight, my man?
I'm good. Happy Friday.
Almost Friday. I mean, I guess we're almost there, right?
It's my Friday. I'm off tomorrow and Friday. I'm going on a little small vacation.
Oh, excellent.
But before I go any further, can we just give props? I think it was Activist Jay who made those intros.
Yes. Yeah, those are fucking awesome, man. Big shout out to Activist Jay out there, man, if he's tuning in tonight.
Every time I see him, I absolutely love him. So big shout out to Activist Jay for putting those together.
Right on. Excellent stuff. Well, it's good to see you tonight, man. Thank you for joining us. I think we might be expecting perhaps potentially ABC. I think Michael's going to drop in at some point tonight as well. And then Jake 2B is a maybe either today or he'll be here on Friday. But Travis, glad to hear it, man. I guess since it's Friday, you'll be drinking up here at the show tonight, man. Have a couple for Pee-Pee here. Excellent stuff. Well, we got a lot of stuff to dive into. Is there anything in particular that you would like to highlight maybe tonight or something that you saw here? Would love to hear it tonight, Travis, before I bring in Sloppy here. Let's hear it, man. I mean, anything kind of piqued your interest today or earlier this week since Monday, man?
There's been a couple things. I texted you about one, and I have it ready to go.
That's Travis has some good tinfoil tonight. Might I add, it's good stuff. Yeah.
I like to keep things simple, and sometimes if you just simplify it and you go, can it really be that simple?
Yeah.
It all makes sense.
I like it. It was convincing.
It's a beautiful. It's a little tinfoily, but at the same time, it really might be that simple.
Right.
And so we'll wait and see. We'll talk about it here in a little bit. There was another BBBYQ put out some information. It's an ODD by Spidey from back in like March.
Okay.
And you know, we've been in this play for so long that you forget more than you remember. And at the time I was like, oh, this is really interesting. And I was like, I swear I've seen this before, but I forgot. And I think it might be really, really good to retouch on that, or at least revisit it, because yeah, you know, I mean, it's always good to sometimes go back, revisit things, knowing what we know now. Everything seems much more clear. So yeah, I have them both ready to go whenever you want to get to them.
Excellent. All right, cool, man. Excellent. Well, why don't we go ahead and bring in Sloppy real quick? Before we do that, I'll just read back a couple of these tips here. Appreciate your support tonight, fellas. Rick with the 2. This is for Maynard's upper lip. Right on. We got Slobo out there with the 20. Appreciate the love, my man. We got Brian out there with the PP membership. Appreciate your support again, and enjoy those special PP emojis, Brian. Appreciate you supporting the show. We also got Basic out there with the 2. 11-2 is my new tinfoil date from Larry. I'm liking it, and we are going to get to that Larry post here. We're going to go through all the stuff tonight, some of the stuff that we missed, obviously from the last couple days as well, towards the little bit towards the end, but I want to hit a lot of the fresh stuff today first. Absolutely, man. I think 11-2 could potentially be a date here, man. We got Rick out there with the 10 ThePPShow gifted memberships. Appreciate your support, Rick. Again, if you got a membership out there tonight in the chat, be sure to give thanks in the chat, fellas. It's the least you can do. All right, let's bring in Sloppy and we'll dive straight into it. We could take a very quick look at some data real quick if you guys want to out in the chat, and then we can dive into a lot of these posters. There's a shitload to cover tonight, so we'll be kind of diligent here tonight. So real quick, chat, give a warm welcome to Sloppy Steaks. All right, what's going on, Sloppy? Great to see you tonight, man. Excellent stuff. All right, so let's get into it, man. I want to take a look real quick at a little bit of data before we dive into a lot of these posts. A lot of great posts, man, written from a lot of community members out here this week. Excellent stuff, fellas, might I add. So let's start with, obviously, GameStop. GameStop has been on a downward kind of trend recently here. Where is it at? Nothing that I'm really worried about, to be honest with you. It always seems to bounce off these levels of support down here. So personally, man, when it comes to GameStop, look, I like to zoom out, right? I don't really like to zoom in and look at this shit and, it's up and down and up and down and up and down. I like to zoom out, man. And just, to me, it's this giant fucking snake that clearly Roaring Kitty had depicted, right? It's the snake TA, right? Very simple. Obviously, we're in this very long consolidation phase here until something's going to blow up here. Perhaps maybe an option chain, something like that. That kind of sends the stock price upwards. Sorry, go ahead, Travis.
No, that's it. It's swap timing. We don't know if they did 270, 180s, but it swaps.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, there's very high potential here for GameStop to still, make some highs here from recently, right? What were we at? Like $80 per share the first run, then 65 the second. I don't know. To me, it's very clear that maybe a group of people are even trying to suppress the price here for retail investors like ourselves, right? You don't really see like violent dropping in the stock price, like back down to like these $10 levels that we bottomed out at. You don't see the stock really moving violently. You just see a very kind of peaceful up and down kind of motion for the last couple months. So again, when it comes to GameStop, it does look pretty good. All right. I do want to take a look just real quick here at a little bit of the volumes. Volume so far, 37% today was all short volume as well. So keep that in mind. Not as high as it was the recent couple of days. Okay, short interest still 9%, 38 million shares. Okay, borrow fees. And again, nobody's really borrowing stock on this thing, to essentially short it. So again, you're not really seeing a lot of fluctuation with the price. You're just seeing a lot of consolidating. I really think that shorts are kind of trapped here. If they short the stock down lower, all it takes is really technically a DFV tweet or something to kind of bump this price back up. So no one's really taking these bets, man, against DFV. I mean, personally, I do think that some of these people out there are a little bit scared, man, when it comes to deep value. So, or Roaring Kitty. So very interesting stuff. All right, let's take a really quick look here at IEP. Obviously, IEP has been an absolute fucking tank lately. Wow, the chart is absolutely fucking phenomenal, if you ask me, when it comes to IEP.
So.
Yeah, that's a no for me. We got SZ out there with the 50. Appreciate the love, SZ. Appreciate your support, man. We got Gravitron out there with the PP membership for 10 months. According to the poll, 60% of the community believes Michael is behind the Fuck the Plan Man account. Pulte was reposting him within minutes. Pulte knew. Very interesting stuff. Again, that account in general, I will be undertaking, most likely trying to figure out who's behind it. If you ask me personally, I don't think that Michael's behind it. Again, like this user was using words like grifter and stuff, which I've never heard Michael use. Again, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not. But at the end of the day, we will get to the bottom of whoever's behind that account. Personally, though, I don't think it was Michael. Turkish with the PP membership for 15 months. Appreciate your support, Turkish. I need to know, is it going to take another 84 years or 84 hours? I couldn't tell you, man, but I could tell you, I think it's going to be a lot sooner than it is later. We got Sarah out there with the 5. When PP Investigative Service uncovers that fuck the plan man on X was indeed Michael, what are you going to do about it? He threatened Mags, not cool. Well, if that's the case, I guess I'd have to deal with it then. Again, I don't think anybody should be dealing, or I don't think that anybody should be threatening anybody here, right? Like, personally, I like Mags. I like the people out of this community. I've been seeing a lot of the people out there kind of fighting with each other, going at each other's throats, things like that. Look, when I do this show, I like talking about the stock. I like focusing on the stock. That's what kind of, I've created this show for. So I really try not to entertain a lot of this drama and stuff. But to be honest with you, that's something that I would have to deal with at that time. If that did turn out to be true, but I like Mags. I like a lot of these people through our community, and I don't think that we should be kind of fighting with each other, fellas. There's a lot more important stuff going on here. And look, when we're fighting like this and shit, we miss out on obviously kind of like some of these side plays that are ripping here. Go ahead, Travis.
Oh, I just didn't hear about it. I was offline almost all week. That's Mags.
No, I have no idea. I don't know the exact implications. I need to get with Mags, figure out what was going on. I heard there was threatening messages or something like that. So again, to me, it kind of looks like it was a meltdowner, but yeah, I think that it needs to be looked into, this count. Okay, so back to the stock stuff. IEP is looking like it's on the up. I mean, to be honest with you, the stock is looking fucking fantastic, if you ask me. Travis, are you riding IEP or no?
So I bought quite a bit at 11.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
I didn't catch the bottom. But on that first rip up, on that first little rip up, I caught in between the bottom of that rip and the top of that rip. So I have a very, very nice investment I'm sitting on. But I'm in it for the long term. I have no calls, nothing. It's just shares, and I plan to hold until they become long-term shares. So yeah, I'm sitting back and enjoying the ride.
Yeah, that dividend is real good.
Yeah. Yeah, and at the rate that I got them, I'll be at 28% ROI. So let's go.
Good stuff.
No, yeah.
So real quick, when it comes to IEP, 54% of it was all short volume today. Let's take a look at, I think we looked at the SI last time, 10 million. So it is tracking upwards. You've seen it go down, from as low as 3 million to as high as 10 million. Now, this is probably the highest it's been in quite some time here, actually since 2023. Yeah, that's a pretty big significant jump. That's about 4x higher. So again, they are kind of shorting IEP religiously here. When it comes to the CTBs here, looks like those fees are in fact going up. I don't know where the hell Biggie's been at. Biggie, if you're tuning in the PP show tonight, keep an eye on IEP, man. Those fees are going up. Looks like we've gone from 16% up to 19% here, with only 8,000 shares available to borrow on IEP. Very interesting stuff. All right. Let's take a look here. They're really shorting the fuck out of IEP, man. I think IEP, they're absolutely fucked, man. I think that if they try to cover this shit, God knows what the stock price could go to, man, with Carl holding so much of it, right?
Wait, is that IEP FTDs?
Yeah. Yes, it is. You see that shit?
Maybe I should buy calls.
I mean, they're very illiquid, but some people play calls on it. I don't know. They've printed before.
I know, but I typically, I just put in a little bit of dry powder, not enough. I want some more, but those could look good at 6 weeks out. We're 2 weeks past, so maybe 3 to 4 week calls look pretty solid.
Yeah, they're FTDing the fuck out of it, man, with IEP. And again, like the stock price just slowly keeps tracking upwards. I mean, this could be the fact that the stock, if you actually look back at it, I think it's been tracking at least 50 cents, 60 cents, maybe higher, like closer to $1 type moves almost every like week to week and a half. So it's recovered very quickly. And especially from like a $9 bottom. And I think that maybe very, very possibly you could have a light amount of covering on IEP, right? They're probably not doing it very like obviously, but considering the stock price has risen from 9 to what is it, like 15.30 now in such a short amount of time, like I think it's only been like 30 days. I think to me that kind of tells me that they are trying to cover something, but I don't think they're fully going to be able to cover this short here that they've opened on IEP because to my knowledge, they lowered the stock price pretty low, and then he got his dividend distribution and it bumped him up to nearly 91%. So, every time they kind of keep the stocks are priced or low, he just keeps acquiring more and more stock here. So,
yeah, quite a few stocks. I mean, if you want to look at just one marker for FTDs, I mean, Siri was up there for a while. IEP, wow, that's exponential, and the price is growing, so they're gonna have to pay more than what they failed to deliver at. I'd hate to be a market maker right now.
yeah, you see this? Look at this, fellas. This is day after day after day of IEP going up.
What are you looking at here?
This is the price and volume.
Oh.
All the way from where was the bottom at? Where did we bottom here?
980.
Hold on. Lows. Where's our lows? 970. Yeah, 970 is where we bottomed.
Sloppy. I was closer.
And you can just see that we've gone up every day since then. Mostly every day, I guess.
Stocks only go up, baby.
Yeah. I don't know. It's looking pretty good if you ask me. One day we went up 14% one day. That's not bad. I don't know. It's looking good if you ask me. Let me just take a quick peek here at Chewy real quick as well. I know a lot of people out there also hold Chewy.
And they have the 9 million FTDs that are coming in the next 2 weeks. They're due.
Yes. Yeah. The FTDs are coming up on Chewy. Chewy's been getting kind of hammered ever since. Yeah, that huge order came in on the 20th of September. So that puts it right here. So I don't see how they delivered anywhere near 9 million shares here. No way, no chance. The stock price has been going down ever since that date. So that's why I specifically with Chewy am playing calls on it. Look, I used to just kind of throw money at calls like all over the place, things like that, trying to make these like crazy bets. But to be honest with you, I feel like going shares long has really served me a lot better. But I am playing the FTD cycle on Chewy because I do think that there's something there. Especially looking at whenever DFE kind of revealed his position. I think it maybe had something to do with like swaps, perhaps, because we saw the price of Chewy go up, I think from like $28 to $39 in one day. So I don't know. I think something is kind of cooking here, if you ask me, but I guess we'll see what happens.
What was the peak on the left side of your screen?
Which one?
The left side of your screen. Go. Just hover over the left. The peak right there. What was that price?
Oh, this right here. This was 32.
And what's it at right now?
It is at 27.
Okay. I might know where my dry powder might go on some of these calls.
What, for Chewy?
Yeah, why not? I mean, we know the 9 million FTDs are coming due. We know they have the T plus 35 plus 6 plus 2, whatever. And so and they could go borrow shares to cover these FTDs, sure. So it could be a longer timeline, but January 25s don't sound bad at $32. Played the IV. Oh, I need to check IV.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was actually going to tell you because I know that, typically you look at the IV. The IV is very low for these options on Chewy. And again, I'm not urging anybody out there to play options. Options, you can lose a lot of money, right? Like it's not like a share. A share, you can hold it. It goes down, 70%. It recovers, things like that. But A call you need to be very careful with when it comes to these options, and these derivatives. But I don't know, like the IV is very low, might I add. It's almost like a perfect setup where you could see something kind of transpire here. When it comes to the volumes, I mean, look at this. 58% of all today's volume on Chewy was short volume reported. 58%, a very high amount. Let's take a look. Oh, you know what? I think I completely missed this on IEP. We didn't even look at the data on IEP. Off exchange 51% today, 3% with SIBO here, another off exchange. So what that puts us up to about 54%. 54% and 56, roughly 56, 57% all off exchange. So I don't know, when it comes to kind of what's going on with Chewy, obviously the biggest question is what's going to happen here. I like to think that it is a part of the basket. There's a reason why DFV has an investment in it, obviously. So, nonetheless, I like Chewy. Okay. Let's take a look at some of the DD from today, man. There's a whole lot we need to get through here, so just give me a moment. We got Vegas Fritz out there with the 5. Appreciate the love, Vegas. Uncle Carl provides. Absolutely, man. We got Justin out there with the 2. If you don't think it was Michael, where is he? Michael's running late here. Something to do, I guess, with, he's told us here at the show that him and his wife share a car. So he will be here a little bit later. I think he's just running a little bit late. We also got Lancer with the 5. Michael and his wife were doxxed by Spidey and Bruno last December. Where was the PP investigation into that while still letting them on the show? Yeah, again, that was a lot of drama stuff, man. If you ask me, but Lancer, I mean, you're not wrong. Some of these people who are doxing things like that, I think that it most certainly is a crime here. Corporate Walnut with the 2. Look at Karen's complaint about King Karen Michael. All right. Let's take a look at a little DD here. Yeah, Michael will be here tonight. He's just running a little bit late, fellas. All right. Where would you like to start? You want to go through some posts here first, Travis? You think that's a good place?
I mean, we got dockets. We got a few things that I sent you via text that I have ready to go. We have some. You know what? I'm going to shout out to them. I know BBBYQ posted about it. It's some old Spidey DD.
Is it this?
Yeah, and I have the original Spidey post about it.
Great.
Back in March. I think this is a good start, and then we can get to the other stuff.
All right, perfect.
Oh, and we have loads of dockets.
We do, yes. There is a lot of dockets. They'll probably bleed into Friday. And we also have Kinky Sex with us here tonight, man. I know Kinky has been on fire all week, man. So chat, why don't we give a warm welcome to Kinky Sex here at the show? Chat, welcome, Kinky Sex. All right, Kinky, what's going on, man? Welcome to the ThePPShow.
Oh, what's up?
What's going on, man? Sorry, we bring you in too early or what?
No, we're good.
Oh, okay,
so
right on.
So many good posts today by
so
many people.
A lot of good stuff, man. Yeah, it seems like that Larry Chang post has revitalized everybody, man. It's jacked everyone's tits. I gotta say that post in itself, I do want to kind of dig through here tonight. Very, very interesting stuff. So, Kinky, it's great to see you tonight. I know you have some stuff. Your posts are not that far from where I'm at right now. So if you want to stick around, we can go through this DD, and then when we get to yours, would love to hear your opinions and any opinions that you have in general on some of this stuff. Would love to hear it tonight, Kinky.
Yeah.
All right, great. Excellent. So let's go ahead and jump into it real quick here. Let's start with this post from BBBYQ. So it says Bed Bath Management Corporation, BBBY, and Bed and Bath Inc., BNBS, together with Bed Bath & Beyond, collectively the New Jersey entities, Lazard Willington Trust, Bond Exchange, and Bed Bath & Beyond New Jersey entities, newly registered and carry forward securities. Let me see if I can pull this up for everybody to see here. This was a very interesting post that I saw today. Willington Trust National Association, Bed Bath & Beyond Inc. listed here. Table of additional obligors. Is that how you say it? Let's see here. Okay. Let me pull up this one right here for everybody to see. All right. So this is dated November 16, 2022. It says we have acted as special counsel in the state of New Jersey, the state to Bed Bath & Beyond Management Corporation, a New Jersey corporation, and Bed and Bath Stores, Inc., a New Jersey corporation. It says here in connection with by Bed Bath & Beyond, Inc., a New York corporation, the company, the New Jersey entities and certain other subsidiaries. Such other subsidiaries are the New Jersey entities being referred to collectively as a subsidiary guarantors, is what it says here. This was dated all the way back in 2022. Do you guys have any opinions here on this specific DD here? Would love to hear it tonight.
It's good stuff. Let's get through it. You'll like it.
Look at the date at the top.
Yeah, November 2022, right? Or November 16,
Yeah,
2022. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let me read. You guys want me to read the rest of this here?
No, I think just the stuff he's underlining is.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to look here. This has had to do with the second lead notes as well. All right, let's take a look here. Give me 1 second. All right, so this was the other one. Bed Bath & Beyond, Inc. offers to exchange. Obviously, we know about the 2024 exchange with the bonds here, the notes, new second lien convertible. Where is it? Right here, located at the bottom. Dealer management. The dealer manager and solicitation agent for the exchange offer and consent solicitations is Lazard Co. LLC. Very interesting stuff. Okay, let me get to the next one. Newly registered securities and carry forward securities. What the fuck is a carry forward security? Debt convertible into equity. Notes 2029. Okay, so what are your guys' thoughts on this here, Travis? Do you want to start?
I'm sorry, I was doing something backstage.
So it's saying that there are, I didn't even know this, debt convertible into equity right here. Third lien secured convertible notes due 2029. These were converted into equity.
Weren't those the ones from the bond deal? There was a small amount that was converted back in 2023, like somewhere between August and November. There was a small amount of bonds that were converted to equity.
Mhm.
I don't know, about $1 million+ worth.
I remember. Yeah. Someone had converted warrants closer to the date that our equity was expiring as well. I remember that.
Yeah, that could be this. This is the first time I've seen it, so I need to do some research. This could be the 2029s that were converted, because they were trying to convert the bonds to other dates with other interest rates, and that deal fell through. But someone came through and said, "I'll convert mine. Let's make it equity." And they did. And so I'm not sure exactly how that transaction fell through. It escapes me right now. I haven't touched on that topic in quite some time.
This is saying $183 million worth of bonds were converted into equity. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is debt convertible into equity. Right. So this is the bonds, 12% senior third secured convertible notes. So they were, in fact, you're saying that these fell through or what? Or this transaction went through? Because this says debt convertible into equity here, which I don't know how we potentially missed this. What is this from?
So
this is from the S4, it says.
Yeah, there's 2024s, 2034s, 2044s, right? We're the 2029s.
Well, it says they were debt convertible into equity right here.
Unless they were converted into like the 2034s.
Oh, there's another one right here too for $91 million.
About this.
8.821% senior secured lien secured convertible notes due 2027. Looks like 2027, 2029 was debt convertible into equity here, or that's how it's listed.
The 2024s got converted to 2027.
And they did.
The 34s and 44s got converted to the 2029 or 39 or whatever it was.
So why are they okay, my question is this S4, how old is this?
Should be October.
Like this is recent?
No.
Oh, you're talking last year.
This is the bond exchange.
Okay, gotcha. But it's saying here that this is debt convertible into equity. But what I'm trying to understand if this transaction did happen or not,
Yeah,
or is this just saying?
Those are the two Form Ds that you saw in December of 2022.
Oh,
December
okay,
6th.
gotcha. Yeah.
No, there are. Yeah. All right. Thank you,
Hmm.
Spidey. There are 27s and 29s.
Yeah, those are the ones that were 24s that were converted to 2024 went to 2027.
Uh-huh.
2034 and 44 went to the 29s.
Okay.
Well, what are your guys' thoughts on this? These two popping up right here. The rest are marked out. So this is another one right here. So it looks like all the ones that are actually have numbers are the ones that state debt convertible into equity, which would be 183 million here, 91 million right here, and 218 million right here. 2027s, these are 3.69% senior lien secured. These are the 8.8% ones, 2027, and these are the 2029. Very interesting. For a total of 493 million here. Okay.
Yeah, all of this was in the 10Q in June.
Yeah, I'm
all
trying to
that
see if
data.
he expanded a little bit more. Okay, Leroy also part of that picture. He says omnibus written consent in lieu of a special meeting dated October 17, 2022. That was the same day that these two were pictured together as well. It says it right here. So it says the bylaws, Bed Bath & Beyond, the bylaws, the New York, Jersey Department of Treasury, Division of Revenue and Enterprise Services, certified certificate of good standing for Bed Bath & Beyond dated October 12, 2022, the Bed Bath good standing certificate. Certain resolutions adopted by the board of directors of the New Jersey entities and the governing bodies of the company and the other subsidiary guarantors as evidenced by the omnibus written consent in lieu of a special meeting dated October 17, 2022, relating to the registration statement and the dealer manager agreement and related matters. Very interesting.
Yeah, and then he's showing you that that's when the day Icon and RC met.
Correct. Yeah. Interesting stuff. I don't know. I think that it's very interesting when it kind of comes to what's going on with some of these bonds here, whether or not they are converting. I know that whenever Michael was on, he was talking more about like these cram downs going on with like the gift certificates and stuff. We'll ask him more about it whenever he drops in tonight. But yeah, again, I got to say this post is very interesting here. All right, let's take a look at the next one real quick. We got a 2 from Dr. Chaos. Appreciate the love, Dr. Chaos. Will Michael be joining as himself or his alt? I guess we'll have to see when he gets here. We got Freeman out, the Freeman Project with the 5. PP Grift is the PP Grift. The first thing you should do, as Inspector Baggy, is to investigate what crying failed Dr. Michael did with the 10K Pulte gave him. Freeman Project with the 5 again. Here's another 5 paid from my Virtue Vert dividends this quarter. Also, why did Michael make a fake Twitter to defend himself? Stop top tier cringe. We also got Freeman Project with the 5. Vert up 59% year to date. Bed Bath Q still canceled, deleted, and extinguished. Baggy still reading dockets and teddy books like it's the key to Moas. Well, you can't throw in the towel yet, man. Again, I think we have some potential here. And again, I think honestly you'll eat your words, but I appreciate the 15. It's going right into GameStop. Appreciate the 15 tonight, man. All right, let's take a look here. All right, let's take a look at the next post. Here some interesting stuff. So we do have a potential hype date here I do want to take a look at. It does surround Cat Day, which we know, I guess, is on a Taco Tuesday. Is that true? October 29th is in fact on a Tuesday, which is Cat Day.
Yeah.
This user Rowan, he said the greatest time, October 29th, Happy Cat Day / Taco Tuesday. October 31st, Meme Thursday, Halloween Day. And we also have Bear Beware, GME Moas 100 plus is what he's saying. I think that, and I want to go back before we go keep continuing here, especially when it comes down to these dates right here. Okay. Kinky had a very, very good post that he had actually come onto the PP show here and shared sometime last week or something like that. And sure enough, the next day we saw Kevin Gill, Roaring Kitty's brother, post his dog and the Bears Beware, writing on it, and he had the Goosebumps thing playing. So I don't know. I like to think that these guys potentially do kind of listen to what we're talking about here. I think that we could be onto something, especially Kinky. We're seeing something kind of explosive happen around these dates. So again, I'm not ruling it out here. There's a huge FTD cycle coming up on Chewy. So
He
I don't know.
posted a second one with a dog, ice cream, a baby reference, and Goosebumps.
That was, yeah, that's, I gotta say, I think that maybe we could be onto something here, especially kinky sex with what's kind of going on here. So yeah, I think that there's some potential when it comes to like this FTD cycle. So what this user goes on to say is, who's ready for spooky season? This is the greatest DD tinfoil. Gotta be sitting on your ass in October watching DDT trade land on the moon, is what he's saying here. What is this?
What the hell you doing? It ain't about his credentials, his investment experience. Shit, it ain't even about the quality of his picks. It's about a changing of the guard. And to quote Moneyball, one of the best value investor movies of all time, if you can't see that, you're dinosaurs. Gonna be sitting on your ass on the sofa in October watching Davey Day Trader land on the moon. What the hell you doing?
Very interesting. So he's mentioned October dates before. I do like the cat day stuff. Okay, the tinfoil, especially when it comes to the cat day. We saw this user avocado in your anus make a multitude of posts, right? And they're all surrounding cat day. I mean, my God. Imagine the general. I agree. I mean, imagine the general person out there just not understanding avocado in your anus or any of the shit. I mean, we sound absolutely nuts, man, right? But I don't know, I mean, this is the type of shit that, white hats have kind of like, dropped for us, man. So, I mean, it's kind of the ball's in their kind of court kind of scenario here. So it says here, prices and volumes for these 3 dates: October 29th, 2021, 4588, 9.1 million posted to Whoa Dude. October 29th, 2022, 2817, 8.08 million. October 28th actually posted the next fucking level. October 29th, 2023, $13, 2.4 million. October 27th actually posted to Never Tell Me the Odds. Can anyone find this pattern here? Very interesting stuff. Let's see this next one here. It says, read this. So here's the other side of the theory. I didn't want to put this in the original post. I don't want to give out hype dates and for all of you to YOLO weekly calls, but the swaps for dog stock 1029 and GameStop 11.7 are due soon. I mean, that sentence alone is going to make people FOMO, man. You also have, he says, update and send both stocks to the moon. Also on 1028 or 1029, satellite stock is giving out a dividend and they still have that 1.1 billion share buyback. Also, Warren Buffett has been loading up on it. Satellite stock was mentioned a little bit in DFV's tweets. I'm assuming he's talking about maybe Siri here. I don't know why it's like I'm reading fucking code or hieroglyphics or some shit here. Just say the goddamn ticker, man. Cold Seal out there says 9/10 GME announced a share offering. T plus 35 from that date is 10/29, which is Tuesday. So I like this tinfoil. If you guys have any opinions on this tinfoil, would love to hear it. Let's hear some of your opinions here tonight. You think Taco Tuesday, which is on the 29th, has some potential to print here? Let's hear it tonight.
I like it. I also think every day is a Taco Tuesday if you're brave enough.
Who came up with the original Taco Tuesday thing? Was that a DFV thing, or did that kitty guy say it first?
I started hearing Taco Tuesday from, I think MK started that whole thing. But again, it's kind of coincidence here.
Did he really start it?
To my knowledge, I'm pretty sure he did. I don't remember anybody really talking or surrounding around Taco Tuesday except MK.
Remember how we said rich
Someone
people
said
talk?
no. Okay, maybe not then.
Rich people talk?
So what do you think? You think like he was alluding to Taco Tuesday and then this all kind of ties back to the 29th, which is a Taco Tuesday in October?
No, I just think MKK was hinting at a Taco Tuesday. He was like kind of hinting out far ahead, saying that it's going to be on a Tuesday. And then you guys would put together the two. If he kept saying it, like he was pointing at Cat Day 29, but he was just saying Taco Tuesday, trying to get you guys to find it. Is what I'm saying.
I mean, that's some good tinfoil if you ask me. I mean, there's a strong possibility, right? It's like, Taco Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, Taco Tuesday.
Beat it into your head.
Yes, and then finally, this actually, I will say, I mean, I never knew that the 10/29 date, which is Cat Day, was on a Taco Tuesday. I mean, it's really fucking weird. Maybe just some weird fucking coincidence, possibly, if you ask me. So, all right. Any other opinions here, Travis? You got anything regarding this post here, Cat Day?
Not this post. I like it. I still think November. I just don't. I have gut feelings that tell me it's not October, but we'll.
Right. Also, we just got word from Michael. He won't be attending the show tonight. He says, my car just broke down. Fuck me. I have to get it towed. Won't be able to make it. Sorry to hear that, Michael. Here tonight at the PP show. You're greatly missed, man. Hopefully we'll catch you on the next one. So right on. That's for chat out there. Okay, let's take a look here real quick. The Freeman Project with the 5. Appreciate the 5, Freeman. Herm Daddy with the 2. Bears beware, you're in for a scare. Yes, that's why I think Chewy there could be some potential here. Freeman Project with the 5. Chat is coping hard. Doug Sifu has made me a ton of money via Vert. Meanwhile, Lord Dog Food, Ryan Cohen, Rugjaw, and left you with the Bed Bath Q bag. We'll see, man, who will be laughing last here, man. Again, I think that Virtue, if you ask me, is most likely going bankrupt. But again, to each their own. All right, let's take a look here at the next post. We did have one from Edwin Barnes, which I want to take a look at. Dragonfly will manage the portfolio of companies under Teddy Mega Corp. He says the Jamaica NFTs were the clue all along. Let's take a look at this. This is some really good tinfoil here. All right, so it says all known Dragonfly branches with related board members. It says first one is Dragonfly Group Inc. Company number is 1044177. South Carolina, which he is alluding to this image here. There is also 177 Huntington Avenue, 17th floor, Boston, which I'm assuming is this photo right here. Dragonfly Group Inc. We have Dragonfly Commerce, which is New York. This is actually really good. We have Dragonfly Commerce Inc., which is jurisdiction Florida. Okay. Washington, D.C. for Dragonfly Group Inc. down here. Or I'm sorry, Seattle right here. We also have Dragonfly Group Inc., Oregon, which he is saying is this one. I guess it has a question mark because he's not too sure. Last Blockbuster in Oregon. Okay, I could see that. Maybe. So he's alluding to this, maybe to Blockbuster. Any opinions on the amount of Dragonfly groups here, fellas, tonight?
Can you show the Seattle one?
Yes.
Because that's where Larry is today.
Yeah, Seattle is right here.
Dragonfly Group Inc.
Yeah, did y'all see his post about the apartment in Seattle?
Yes, yeah. That's actually on one of our posts here tonight.
Beautiful view.
And the guy from Flexport is in Seattle as well. Of all odds. And, there were some posts when it came to Larry Cheng too. Larry Cheng was kind of alluding to, at some point about like shippers and stuff like that. I think he was talking about Ryan Peterson, if you ask me. So I think there could be some potential there. We're going to take a look at that in just one moment. All right, let's get back to... Just want to make sure we don't miss anything in these comments here. Well said, Edwin. There's a shitload of dragonflies. There's also a dragonfly HBC, which we found, which I'm surprised didn't make it into this cut here, but I think he was just trying to connect certain NFT images to what's going on here. So, all right. There's another date here from Rohan. He says there will be motherfucking signs on September 10th. GME announced its GME share offering, I think for the 20 million. On September 20th, GameStop raked in 61 million volume. T minus 35 from September 10th is motherfucking Cat Day again. So we have that date again for my motherfucking Taco Tuesday. T31 from September 20th is October 31st. And he is saying that the movie Signs released September 20th. Yo, this guy has good tinfoil. This Rohan guy. All right. You got to follow for me, Rohan. You got good shit, man. I'm not going to lie.
So what's the T31?
Maybe he's alluding to 31 days. I don't really know. I know that there's a lot of these memes that Roaring Kitty makes are there's a lot of 30 there a lot of these videos are 31 seconds long. I don't know. Maybe it is potentially days. Nobody really knows.
Well, I mean, that's probably trade days, right? But
Yeah.
because it's going over 31 days. But I'm just wondering, like, what's the reference to? Because,
Mhm.
usually settlements are like 35, 42, different,
Yeah.
like even numbers.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting. But I will say that his September 20 tinfoil is very interesting with the sign stuff. And you know what's also interesting too? September 20th is when we saw that massive FTD cycle for Chewy.
9 million, yeah.
That was on the day. And that's when
DFE's whole
signs.
purchase.
So I don't know, man. I'm telling you, there's most certainly something here when it comes to the tinfoil. Here's some more for your tinfoil addicts out there. Goosebumps, okay, aired on the 27th of October. I mean, what the fuck, dude? Also, it's Teddy Roosevelt's birthday that day, of all days. I don't know. I like the tinfoil, man. I think that, this is how these like white hats out there kind of communicate with us all. Is like potentially surrounding some of these dates and things like that. This was another post here. 19 days ago, there was a post about GME off exchange with the highest points. His I'm back, bitch. Then it got deleted. T35. So he's talking about. So when he's saying this tweet that I'm back, bitch, he's talking about the Britney bitch, where Michael Scott I think pulls up. What he's saying is 19 days ago, there was a post about GME off exchange volume being its highest ever. I think that's when DFE made his tweet. Then it got deleted, T35. I don't know what maybe he's referencing here, but we haven't seen DFE tweet in some time. But I thought whenever I was reading this, I assumed that he was talking about the Michael Scott one. It says Volkswagen squeezed and peaked on the 28th of October. 29th of October, 2024 is National Cat Day. Happy Cat Day, everybody. So potential date to look forward to. So I don't know. Very interesting stuff. All right, let's take a look at this next post here. This was a really good one for the Win. We'll read For the Wins first, and then we'll go to Dirt Evaders here. Would love to get. Sorry, Travis, you want to say anything?
No, I was sharing something. I didn't know if you wanted to get to it.
Oh, my
no,
bad.
We can do it later. I just
No. Yeah, let's share it. Sorry, I didn't know.
we
Go
don't. Oh, well, no, I don't want to feel like I'm intruding. If you have things,
No. You're not. No, I'm just going down the list of stuff that I think is worth talking about here tonight.
All right.
So let's see it. Let's see it. It's from BBBYQ. Love is DD. We just read it at the start of the show. What does he have?
So the Buford Capital 6K filed on January 18th, 2024 for Pamela Corey is showing that these companies didn't file for bankruptcy. 2023 0930 Butterfly.
Yeah,
37.
Spidey sent this to me.
And I have Spidey's ready to go. But yeah, so this is something like Spidey found back in March. BBBYQ either found this or is revisiting this. I'm not sure. But either way, this is something that I was like, huh. I have forgotten more than I remember. So yeah, let's revisit it. I think this is amazing DD. I mean, there were quite a few entities that did not file for bankruptcy, at least 6, according to this listing. On June 24th, 2024, the CCAA proceedings were terminated in Canada, and all assets and liabilities of BBB Canada Limited were to be managed solely under Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the U.S. It gives credits to Tufel. Jeffries was also involved as a joint broker. Any such offer or solicitation may be made only by means of a final confidential private placement memorandum and other offering documents. And here are the 4 documents. So this is where it gets interesting. Let me see. I can't open this one in a new tab.
If you right click and then open in new window.
There we go. All right, we'll share this. It's a report of foreign private issuer, and this is the big one, and I can't make this bigger. It says this report. This report includes materials as an exhibit that have been made available in respect of Buford Capital Limited as of January 18th, 2024.
Interesting.
I'm doing the next one. Share this one. So this is where it gets even more interesting.
Yeah, the ones underlined are not bankrupt.
Well, I want you to look at the superscript of
Okay.
each one. So some of these have asterisks, some of these have a 1, and you get your footnote here, the asterisks. Each of these companies has filed for bankruptcy. Miss Corey's appointment to these companies as a director has been in her capacity as a restructuring professional. And you can see all the asterisks in a lot of these: Harmon Stores Inc., Bye Bye Baby Inc., Bed Bath Beyond California Limited Company, Bed and Bath Stores Inc., BBYTF, Bye Bye Baby, or BBBY Management Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these have gone through bankruptcy. The one, which is only Highland Capital Funds Company, she's an independent trustee for the following funds, it represents an independent trustee for the following funds, and it goes into who. But the ones that don't have an asterisk or a 1
Yeah.
are companies that have not filed for bankruptcy. You have Liberty Procurement Co. Inc., Decorist LLC, Bed Bath & Beyond Canada LP, BBBYCF LLC, and BBB Canada Limited, along with 2023-09-30 Butterfly 37, which I know somebody did some due diligence about a year ago to try to figure this one out. I'm not sure if it was solved,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll get into that. Share this instead. So again, this is Buford Capital, alongside Jeffries. Kind of interesting. And the last one, I'll go ahead and show it. It doesn't really have a lot of information. It's a state of California, Secretary of State filing.
Mm-hmm. When was it filed? 9/29/2023 is when the effective plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it talks about, I mean, there's not a lot here. Bed Bath & Beyond of California Limited Liability Company. I don't see anything here that this last one is kind of, I'm not following, but let me pull it. So Spidey back in March actually found this, and he pointed out the same thing.
I remember.
I know this is hard to see because it is blurry even on my screen, but it's the same thing. These guys did not file for bankruptcy. And so maybe that's the carve out. Maybe these entities are the carve out that we are going to see our equity go to. Maybe that's why the ticker was preserved. Maybe that's why everything is coming to fruition and we saw the forest through the trees, because a long time ago we could see the forest through the trees. This was an extraordinary bankruptcy, no doubt. Even the general. Go ahead.
I think the tickers for baby, if the whole bankruptcy, they referred to BBBY as Bye Bye Baby.
Exactly.
Where Bed Bath & Beyond was referred to as BBB.
I would agree.
I think that any equity that comes under that it'd be like a Bye Bye Baby standalone is what I think. Yeah.
And so all of that leads me to, like, again, revisiting old ED is never a bad thing. We have probably in the last year and a half forgotten more than we remember. This was discovered, maybe it was a big deal at the time. We have forgotten it. It's cool to revisit that. Hey, people can say, oh, did you read the AK? Yeah, we can read the one from July 2023 where they absolutely sold everything to, Dream on Me, whatever street it was, 554 Street or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
We can also revisit here's the entities that didn't go through bankruptcy. So what happened to them? We can also revisit a lot of other things. And one thing that I do want to revisit is a tweet from the last week. And a lot of people are going to recognize this one right away.
Oh yeah, so this is the Ryan Cohen tweet.
Yes. And I think you should reread it. But then at the bottom, we'll get to what I want to point out.
All right. So from Ryan Cohen, he's asking, what are the election odds? He says, as of October 2024, the election odds show Donald Trump as the favorite to win the U.S. presidential election. Trump's odds are currently around negative 120 to negative 122, giving him an implied probability of about 55 to 57%. In contrast, Kamala Harris has odds of plus 100% to 108%. Which gives her a 42 to 49% chance of winning, depending on the betting market. Okay. Towards the bottom here, it says these odds have fluctuated, with Trump recently gaining a slight edge due to several factors, including key battleground states leaning to in his favor. However, the race remains tight, and there is still time for shifts before Election Day in November. So tell everybody what your thoughts are in terms of this, what you think he's alluding to. Do you think that he's actually talking about politics, or do you think that he could be alluding to potentially a date by saying this here?
Do I think a guy who tweets, screw the left and right, let's just all get along, or something of that sort, like, is talking about politics? Like, quit dividing the people? Do I think that guy is talking about politics, or I think he's trying to say something else?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the latter.
Yeah, I think when he talks about Trump, he's talking about DJT, because as you saw, DJT bottomed down just like GME did, like $10, $11, and now it's at like 35, 36 per share. So I don't know, I've always kind of thought the same thing too. I don't think he's like quite literally talking about Trump. I think he's alluding to stock stuff. I think that's what he's done with a lot of his like message here. Maybe he is talking about Trump, right? But what do you think? Do you think that before Election Day in November, he's signifying that there could be a run maybe coming up or something before Election Day, which would kind of lead into that cat day on the 29th? I
like what Travis is smoking here.
Why? I haven't smoked anything green for a long time. I mean, I'm an accountant. You can't do that and, work.
There's too much shit surrounding Halloween right now.
But here's the thing. Why I have always tried to simplify everything into the simplest terms so that the dumbest person, when I can put out my reports, I'm into a lot of complex transactions, and I need my final reports to be readable to some people who don't necessarily understand it. So I have to take my everyday job, dumb it down, and be able to give it to somebody who may not understand what I do, but needs to understand the final report.
Mm-hmm.
And I always come back to that very simplistic theory of dumb it down and keep it that simple. And here it is again. I know I've said it before on the show, but can it really be that simple? Right here underlined. I don't know.
Maybe. Anything's possible.
But let's dumb it down and let's run with it.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he's alluding to Cat Day, right? I mean, maybe this could be another signal to this Cat Day. That would be before Election Day in November. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. But nonetheless, good stuff. Might I add tonight, Travis. All right, let's take a quick look here at this next post, real quick. We got Justin. Wait. My apologies, fellas. Missed a couple of these. We got Crushed Orchid with the 5 at Freeman. Does Dougie kiss you after 2? We got Freeman Project with the 5. Crying failed doctor. Michael's car didn't break down. He's scared to get roasted for the fake Twitter account. My girlfriend goes to school in Canada vibes. No, he'll be around, man. I think his car broke down. I think he'll show up Friday. I'm sure he'll be here, man. Justin with the 2. What percent of the PP's income are Michael hate chats? I don't know. We'll have to go and divvy him up. We got emotional damage with the 5. Emotional damage with the 5. Appreciate the love, man. The only play until elections are done is I like the stock. And again, to stocks here, man, if you ask me. So I can respect the basket, what's going on here, swaps, things like that. And again, I think that everybody should respect that at the end of the day. Some people just like to buy one stock, like GameStop. I think that's great. Some people only buy IEP. Some people buy fucking 15, 20 stocks, right? So again, I think how you spend your money is totally 100% up to you. We got Bill Jeet out there with a 2. Is Michael sending his body double tonight? Who? Pete? We got Thunder. Yeah, we'll have to bring in Pete so Pete can get chat on here. We got Thunder Squeever with the 5. When the PP docking party wears Plur. I hope Plur's good, man. I'm sure you guys probably saw that fake account popping up. That was not Plur. Just a bullshit account, things like that. Don't fall for this shit. Again, really weird week if you ask me, man. A lot of like crazy shit, like shit flying everywhere this week. Gotta say, things must be close. Trams with the PP membership for 11 months. Appreciate your support, Trams. Your shares are gone, bro. We also got Rick out there with the PP membership for 17 months. Appreciate your support, Rick. Travis, you can totally smoke and be an accountant. All right, you heard it from Rick. All right, let's take a look here at this post real quick.
I mean, I'm going on vacation, maybe.
Yeah. So For the Win Purple says it all begins here, where the shill underlined what we thought his final blow up for the bear thesis. Yes, yet right above it applies only for non-voting securities. I quickly skimmed through to look for any roadblocks that specifically stated no issuance for voting equity, and there was none. Funny. He says no, and it says here non-voting equity securities. The plan does not provide for the issuing of new equity securities to the plan to the extent of, and the rest is cut off here. The show literally Barbra Streisand us into the finish line. Look here, 428 million shares were eligible for non-voting is what it's saying here. This was dated 4/23/23. This is the day that we filed bankruptcy. It says here, common stock shares of Bed Bath & Beyond common stock have traded on NASDAQ under the exchange symbol Bed Bath & Beyond. As the petition date, approximately 428 million shares of voting common stock shares were outstanding. Very interesting. How is that possible? Does that confirm that the TSO is 428? I swear to God, I don't know if the TSO is fucking 700 million or if it's 428 million. I got to say.
I think it's a mistake by Michael Sororita or whatever his name is.
Oh, who submitted this? They later on corrected it or no?
Well, he's the one that signed Docket 25. So I'm thinking he might have just copied it from the most recent 8K. Because if you look at Holly Etlin's declaration on Docket 10, it's 739 million. Then the 10K or Q.
But she could be accounting for the non-voting shares, right?
No, it said voting shares.
For sure? It did?
Yeah, in Docket 10.
Okay.
I
think right here.
Of it.
Yeah, I think it's right here. It says it gets juicier even than the plan states that there are 739 million. Later, DTC said 782. So this is saying, as an initial matter, Bed Bath & Beyond Inc., publicly traded company, actually trading stock with approximately 739 million outstanding shares of common stock. But it doesn't specifically state whether it's voting or non-voting, right? Because there's always been the assumption maybe that perhaps, let's say, for instance, like let's take HBC for an example. Some people like ABC have speculated that they could be potentially holding 300 million of non-voting shares. Is that a possibility here in your mind or no?
No, I think what might have happened is if like HBC is holding X amount of shares in third party, they're not like they weren't voting possibly. And then once they were transferred to the owner, because HBC didn't have voting rights. I don't know. I think maybe what I think happened is I think he took the most recent 8K before bankruptcy and copy pasted it. And then if you look at like the declaration, you see Holly Etlin sign off that there's 739 million voting. The 10Q in June.
Where is that?
739. What one?
Where with the one that did you say you sent it to me?
Oh yeah, in a DM.
Was it like
I'm sure I did.
Was it like a while ago? I want to just take a look at this.
Yeah, I'll send them both to you right now.
Okay. Yeah, I want to take a look because, the biggest thing right now is whether or not, let's say, okay, yeah, sure, HBC is not holding the the shares themselves. But there's been speculation that maybe they brokered and maybe they most likely brokered the deal themselves. Maybe we're like a third party to the transaction itself.
But I just don't know if they were like eligible for voting until they received, like the person that they were a proxy for received them.
Right. Mm-hmm. Ryan says it wasn't the 8K kinky. The 428 million voting shares was straight from the Bed Bath docket.
Ryan says what?
Correct.
He's saying that it wasn't from the 8K that he copied it. He says the 428 million voting shares was straight from the Bed Bath docket.
That's
Okay,
correct.
What I'm saying is he copied it from an 8K probably and put it into the docket. I'm saying it's a mistake because if even the plan confirmation said there's 782 million, they're not going to have 3 legal documents that are going to be that far off.
What I'm saying is that yes, there probably is 739 million total shares, but the question is do they say that they're fully voting shares or not? That's really the
docket. Yeah, pull up docket 10. The declaration.
At the time, the docket 10 said there's 428 million voting shares.
No, docket 25 said that.
Oh,
docket 10.
You might be right. Okay, you're right. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that's what he's showing. He's showing docket 25. I've already talked to him about it, but
okay.
The plan confirmation says there's 782 million. The company's not going to sign off if they're not voting shares because common stock means voting.
Mm-hmm.
But all of this stuff was convertible.
All right, hold on. Let's have some fun here. Let's play. I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Of course you are,
because I'm the devil. Let's say was it HBC that was able to convert warrants into shares that were not voting shares? Is that correct? HBC? Somebody? Anybody? Anyways, all right. Let's just say that that's true, hypothetically.
Okay.
And they have common shares, but they can't be converted to voting shares until they sell them on the market. And they don't sell. So you still have 782 million common stock shares, but only 428 million are voting shares. That is a possibility, maybe even probability. Right?
I mean, it very well could be, right? I mean, I don't know. Kinky, what are your thoughts on kind of what Travis is saying here tonight? We also have Pang. Great to see you here tonight with us. Good to see you, Pang.
What's up, Pang?
Go ahead, Kinky.
What's up, gangsters?
Getting
Kinky,
links
there?
ready.
I can't even
for you.
Okay.
I have one in private chat for you.
Okay. Travis, can you pull this one up in the private chat here?
On it.
Let's take a look at this. It's an Edgar link.
Just control F search common stock.
It only shows up 191 times.
Yeah, I know. It's the first or second one.
All right. Are you sharing? Yeah. All right. Cool.
See right? No, it's right below. There, right there. Yeah, that one. That's the SEC filing for the 10Q.
And this can be true. Doesn't mean they're all voting shares.
That's what I was saying. They don't.
Common stock
they
of a
don't.
public company is not going to be different things. They're all going to be voting shares.
Is that okay?
It would be a different series of share if it didn't have voting rights.
Okay.
Everything that we own is common stock. That's the basic. So.
Yeah, but what we own is publicly traded. If this was a private transaction for common shares, when they're converted from warrants to common shares, they could be non-voting unless you sell because they are from warrants.
Well,
that's a great point, actually.
The common stock that is not trading, it doesn't have to trade. It would just be removed out of the trading float. That's what the float is. They don't have to be trading to be common stock. But common stock itself is just the series of security. That's all it is. and common stock is the publicly traded stuff. So
Gotcha. Okay.
even if it's not trading, even if it's being held private in somebody's trust, it's still common stock. It's still valued the same as yours.
Mm-hmm.
So the warrants wasn't like converted into like Series B or something like that, right? Like Class B.
No, they were converted to common, but they were non-voting unless HBC sold. Right? Please tell me it's HBC. Why am I drawing? Yeah, it wouldn't be Riley. It was HBC.
Yeah, no, HBC, it's either the big question is either they took the stock and they dumped it, or they took the stock and they sold it to a third party. I don't think any of us know because all the redactions throughout the docket itself. I do think that they brokered a third party type of deal here. I think that they made a little bit off the side of this and they sold it to a third party. I could be entirely wrong here, but once we get to the Larry Chang stuff with the Greenwich, I'm starting to get sold a little bit that with what's going on behind the scenes, maybe with HBC here. And again, it's been very weird that, HBC is basically under the same kind of stuff, like the 16B stuff, like Ryan Cohen was. Ryan Cohen's lawsuit, none of it was redacted, right? Which I find very telling. And yet he's being sued for the same thing that HBC was basically being sued for here.
There was a lot of sheets missing from that deposition. I would disagree. I would say a lot was redacted because it just wasn't there.
Okay, fair. Okay, missing pages when it came to both, right? But you didn't see the amount of redactions, like you saw with the HBC docket itself. I mean, you're talking like paragraphs and paragraphs of stuff being basically omitted, transactions being omitted, because look, and someone pointed out to me, that entire section where we see all the transactions take place, that's all redacted could literally be the key of HBC selling it to a third party. Like that third party's name is most likely in that in that section of the redactions. So again, I don't think we'll ever really know until this thing kind of unfolds here. But if I had to make a pretty good guess, that's what it seems like was going on here. So, because again, like HBC is really in it to make money, right? So, if they kind of came in to broker a third party deal to pass these shares off to a third party, in my opinion, they wouldn't have a problem in doing so. But I don't know. That's just the way I see it. All right, we're going to get back to this.
What is your opinion? Who do you think is behind the bonds, RC or Icon?
It's hard to tell. Maybe it's Icon. I don't know. Isn't there a way? Isn't there
to carve out Baby? Right. Then 6th Street. Do you think that it was Ryan that stepped out of his position and pushed and went behind 6th Street? Carl became the leverage buyout, and then Ryan was behind 6th Street and they were behind the bonds, right, with all the liens? Or do you think it was the other way where Carl starts in August with 6th Street, Ryan comes behind the bonds, and then Ryan's behind HBC?
So, okay. I think that there's a high likelihood that RC could be in fact behind 6th Street. Then you have a scenario where Mr. Icon could be behind HBC, because we know that the office building that he has in Miami, he shares the same office building as HBC. So it'd be very easy to use them as like the third party right there. What was the other thing that I'm forgetting about with HBC? Oh yeah. They meet. So RC, so we have to remember that RC sells in August of 2022. 4 or 5 days later, 6th Street comes in. He doesn't meet with Carl Icahn until November. Okay, at least what we believe, right? Because who knows when that picture was taken? Obviously, it was posted in November. The picture could have been taken for all we know in August. I don't really know, but we know that he meets Mr. Icahn in November. Then we know that a month after that, he offers the company $400 million to buy them out. They say no. And then all of a sudden, 2 months after that, in February, HBC's walking through the door at $300 million. So I don't know. To me, it kind of looks like maybe Carl could be behind HBC and maybe RC's kind of orchestrating behind 6th Street, but that's just my opinion. Go ahead, Peng, if you want to add anything here.
Do you think maybe Carl was a frontman and it was actually Brett that did the transaction, as in the actual Kansas City shuffle? Because we saw how IEP got hit really hard, right? But Brett was on the side the whole time. Nobody was paying attention to him.
Yeah, nobody knows where he's been at. Ever since he stepped down from Newell, we have not heard from Brett Icahn for 2 years. No.
So you're saying Carl was a dead body?
Huh.
I'm not saying no, but I'm not saying yes.
So you think that maybe Brett Icahn is maybe orchestrating all this stuff, Ping? I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. He could, right? I mean, it's very hard to say who's actually pulling the strings here. I do like to think that Newell is potentially involved here, especially when you kind of look at like the business they've done with Bye Bye Baby, stuff like that. There's enough hints that Newell is probably part of this thing when they were doing their ATMs right around the time that GameStop and all these other companies were doing the same week. And especially theirs was relatively large, like $2.7 billion, right? For theirs. Nearly 80% of their TSO they ATM'd, and still to this day, it's very bizarre if you ask me. But Travis, how much time do you said you need to get going, but how much time you have?
Yeah, unfortunately, I just got informed that I have to go pick up a kid from.
Sorry,
No
quick,
worries.
5 minute. Travis, I just got a quick question for you.
I think you said 30 minutes, right? You're gonna be here.
15 to 30.
Okay,
We'll
sounds
see
good.
what. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Ping.
Can I just ask you a quick question? Okay, so I had a conversation with Controlled Chaos regarding right? What?
Ask away, Ping.
You said, "Can I ask you a quick question?" I go, "No."
Quit fucking
Oh.
with him. Go ahead, Ping.
So I had a quick conversation with Controlled Chaos regarding the gift cards being sold off, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I'm kind of wondering, I'm kind of agreeing with you. Possibly, it's gonna be after, like you said, it's gonna be probably in November. Mostly because like when they're trying to get rid of the gift cards, right? I'm assuming that they spent the whole year doing an evaluation of Bye Bye Baby by itself, right? Through year over year and over the quarter, like estimation of how much it's worth, right? Just to get an idea, because when they're actually doing a deal, at the end of the day, somebody has to build a deck, which means they have to have a shit ton of information, a ton of fucking pie charts and shit added in, so then they can justify EBITDA and then come up with a multiple of how much the company is worth. I remember specifically on one of the Holly Etlin's institution for bankruptcy. She did an interview regarding that. It doesn't matter how they do it; they have to take it at least through one holiday season, which they did right last Christmas. So with them trying to sell, I actually made some notes when I was on the treadie here. Okay,
Nice.
so with them, yeah, I know, right? So with them trying to sell the gift cards, right? Which essentially October 31st, which is Q3 for pretty much even GME. Like that's the end of their Q3 cutoff.
Yeah,
kind of.
that's the end.
Okay. So what I'm thinking is that they're trying to offload the balance sheet and trying to get to as true of a value like number as they can, because gift cards, some people might have it, some people might not. And it sits as a debt on a balance sheet, right? So I'm just thinking
Yep.
that they're trying to get a final number, like as close as they possibly can of a valuation, presenting it, and then they can do the paperwork in the back.
Yep.
Do you think?
So let's start with gift cards for those that don't know, because this is a topic we really don't touch on much. Two things. One, the plan man removed a lot of the gift cards from admin claims to unsecured claims. A lot of them. I don't know if it was all of them, but he did that with a lot of gift cards. And two, gift cards are always a liability on the balance sheet. And
Yes.
here's why. So if I'm a company, and I will try to just make this as dumb and simple as possible. If I'm a company and somebody comes to me and is like, I want to buy a gift card for $100, I take their $100, I give them a gift card. What happens to my balance sheet is I accepted $100 cash, and now I have a liability on the books, because technically I owe them $100 of product if they cash this in. Now, this gift card may have a timeline. It may not. It depends on the agreement with the company and how everything's entered into. There may be a contractual agreement when you buy a gift card. Typically, there's not. But sometimes there's some legalese to it. The very simple and short is I have $100 I have $100 liability on the balance sheet. They come in, they take $100 product, use their gift card. I take off the cost of goods sold. I can finally recognize the revenue and get rid of the liability. Until that gift card is cashed, a gift card is a liability on a company's balance sheet, which is not necessarily a good thing. So if you have a gift card from a company, go use it. If you want to support that company, it will turn it into revenue rather than a
But
liability.
the question is, are they cramming these down into class 6? On the plan.
In short, most of them were crammed down from admin priority. Were they class 6? I would have to go double check.
Okay. We
I
have
think
Controlled
so.
Chaos with us as well tonight. Peng, do you want to add anything? And then Controlled's here, so I don't know if Control wants to bring that up too.
I was just gonna say, once when they take that off the balance sheet from liability, then it goes toward, like you said, cost of
Revenue.
goods sold. Revenue? Okay.
Revenue.
And then
Well, there's
just-
a cost of goods sold and inventory shift as well, but that's not part of the going from liability to revenue.
does that go into add towards the cash flow or no at all?
So the cash flow actually happens when the cash gets exchanged. So, all right. Oh gosh, you're gonna make this complex. Keep it simple, stupid. Come on.
All right, just keep in mind we got a lot of posts here to get through, but go ahead.
Okay. I don't want to have you have. Yeah, we're good.
No, it's all right. If you want to finish up with the gift card stuff, that's
So-
not a problem.
When your liabilities increase, like the gift card,
Mhm.
somebody gives you $100, your liabilities increased. That actually goes on the cash flow statement. Hey, my liabilities increased because now I have this extra liability because I got $100 in cash that I owe somebody for. That's where it goes on the cash flow statement. Is it actually increases a liability? I got $100 in cash. I owe somebody this $100 if they ever retrieve what they're due or what
Mhm.
they're owed. They may never retrieve it, and they may lose the card. It may go in the trash. Whatever. And then there's, oh gosh, that's going to get complex. There's accruals based off of, deferred revenue because of certain gift cards being cashed in at certain times. That gets extremely, extremely complex. Like, hey, after a year, almost every gift card, gets thrown in the trash and we never see it again. So they can start to recognize the revenue and decrease their liability after a year. That's an accounting metric. You're opening up a spider web there, Peng.
Hey, man, I just wanted to quick answer it, but I don't want to make your kids wait for you.
No, you're fine. I still have some time. Don't worry. I'll get the look when it's time for me to go. So I have
All
time
right.
until I get the look.
So real quick,
Wait,
we got
what? I'm sorry.
Real quick, we got Controlled Chaos with us here. Controlled Chaos, let's hear it, man. What do you have for us tonight?
All right, this is probably going to add to the complex problem with the gift cards. Just for clarity, so the gift cards that are in the dockets and in the court system right now are different than the gift cards that were issued under the quote-unquote new company that just filed saying they're going out of business, correct?
One more time.
So the gift cards from the old company, original Bed Bath & Beyond company that's going through bankruptcy now, that's in the dockets and everything, that's different than the current company that has 11 stores open and announced on the 18th that they're closing and said you have between the 18th and the 31st to use your gift cards in the store, correct?
Those are different. Yes.
Okay. I don't know if you can hear me. It's something about my mic. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we
my
can
mic
hear you.
my mic is messing up. So I don't know what this means, but you guys are talking about the 31st earlier. Just think of it. I always think of stuff like Travis always tries to be like, bring in the what does he call himself? I forget what, the devil's advocate, right? I always think of things from the other side as well. And so just picture like, this nice lady bought her daughter a $200 gift card for her baby shower, gives it to her, takes her shopping on November 1st to buy a baby stroller in the store and sees that they're 50% off because they're closing out the store. And they get to the cash register and she goes to pay. hands the $200 gift card, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, ma'am, you can't use that anymore. That expired on the 31st. However, you can still use it online." And then she says, "Well, can I get it at 50% off online?" No, you can't get it at 50% off online, but you can still use your gift card. My point being that this is more evidence that that's two different companies. Is it not? Because why? How can you say we're only going to honor the gift card for 13 days between the 18th and the 31st when they announce that they're closing the stores, but yet we'll honor it online, indefinitely?
Anything, fellas?
I'm so sorry. I'm
Everyone's
so sorry.
fucking silent.
I got distracted because I was getting updated on the time I have to leave. So I missed the last minute of
He's
that.
basically talking about like the gift cards, stuff like that. Control, to answer your question, I don't know. I think it is very weird, like in terms of like the 13 days that they can use it. Last that we heard, the plan man is trying to cram a lot of these down into class 6 right now. I think they are successful in doing some that we have seen in some of these dockets here. But we do need to move along with the gift card DD. There is a ton of DD here. We haven't even got to Larry Chang's post here tonight, where he is basically probably maybe just maybe confirming something coming for Bed Bath shareholders here, and also all of us who are going to be interconnected here, GameStop investors, things like that. So I do want to take a look at it real quick. But Controlled, appreciate having you here at the show tonight. Anything else you'd like to add on your way out? Let's hear it, Controlled.
No, I mean, maybe it's going to take a wrinkle brain like Jake to figure this out. But all I know is that you don't just come out, announce, okay, you have 13 days to use your gift card, but you can use it online forever, without there being a reason for it. It has to be a reason for that. And it has to be that they're closing out books on one end, but the other books ain't open. So that tells me two different companies. So maybe, I don't know. I don't know the answer to it. I just know that that's more, tinfoil towards your 31 October date. So
Well,
Gotcha.
isn't Bed Bath the ones that are not accepting the gift cards? They're the ones that closed down, that gave you 13 days, right? What if the other cards are just buy baby cards?
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, it's kind of weird that you have 13 days to use these unless you use them online.
Holy fuck!
So
What if
well, there's two scenarios I can play out in my head here from an operational standpoint. One, you have 13 days to use these because we're closing down our stores in 13 days, and then you'll only be able to use them online. And then if that is true, then how are you going to use them online unless we're having a continuity of business?
Yeah,
That's
which Bye Baby continue doing.
That's a great point. All
That's the question. And that is actually kind of bullish.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Well, Controlled, appreciate having you. Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's bullish too, but I'll get out. I'm just thinking like, you drop this news on the 18th, you give people 13 days. I mean, there's literally people who could have bought the gift cards the day before the news came out. They're telling you they're going to honor them, but not in the stores. It's just weird. I mean, the stores will remain open 2-3 months after that deadline, and they'll have these crazy sales, 50, 60, 70% off. But you can't use your gift cards, but you can go online and use them. It's very weird, but I think it's bullish too. But I know you had a tough show, a long show, so I'll get off. Thank you.
Take care, Controlled. See you, man.
All right.
Let's take a look here. Like I said, we do have a lot of stuff to take a look at here. Pang, are you going to hang around with us for a little bit or what?
Oh, yeah. I'll hang.
All right. Sounds good. Okay. So obviously we have a post here. Type fast. This is Ryan Peterson. Now take a good look of the surrounding. Okay. The cloud, shit like that, his Flexport plane, things like that. He said it's not AI. So this is obviously a physical location. Now, this is very interesting. The views from the 76th floor of the tower in Seattle are very Seattle. So obviously Mr. Larry Chang is pictured in also Seattle. The same, I think, where the dude from Flexport is, Ryan Peterson. I think some business could be going on here. Okay. We've speculated for a long time that Ryan Peterson is involved. I know Twofold got blocked by him, but let me take a look here. Are these the replies? Someone had found it in the replies, I think. Oh yeah, here it is right here. It was Kinky. It says elite networking opportunities, connect with Seattle's top professionals leaders through exclusive private meetings. Where are we networking? I think this was Columbia Tower Club. Is that correct? Kinky?
Yeah.
Okay, that's where he was at. So again, I think that there's a strong
There's a
likelihood.
reply to me. If you go to that specific one.
The one that you posted, this one?
Yeah, click that, and there should be a reply from.
Oh yeah,
that one.
right here. Yeah. From Nobles. So this
Yeah.
is obviously the same area that he was at. I don't know. I think that Ryan Peterson could in fact be involved. At one point, he said he was going to come on the PP show. We were about to get him on, and then I haven't heard from him since. I don't know. Weird stuff with some of these guys out there, man. Like they're all like, yeah, like let's come on the PP show, and then they never tell you no. They just kind of, it's like impossible to get them on. It's very weird stuff, especially with the guys over from T0 as well. So
wasn't that guy on the show?
Who? Ryan Peterson? No. He hasn't. We almost got him on the show. So it's funny because I was DMing Ryan Peterson and he was like, yeah, I'll come on, all that stuff. DFV returned that Sunday. Haven't heard from Ryan Peterson since. He won't get back to me anymore. Again, it's weird shit if you ask me, man.
Interesting that Larry is the only one buying in GameStop, but he's also the only one that's come on your show. And Ryan Peterson was going to.
Yeah.
And they're both in Seattle at the same time now.
Coincidence.
Ryan Peterson I was talking to him like 2 days before DFV actually returned, and then I never heard from him again. Yeah. It's weird. All right, let's go ahead and keep taking a look at this here. Let me catch up on a couple of these tips here. We got Freeman Project out there with the 5. PP from one self-employed guy to another. I have honestly developed a respect for how you grift the Bed Bath Baggies instead of getting a wage cuck job. What grift, man? I show up every night. We conduct a good show and people want to support that show. I really don't see how that's grift at all. Again, we like to talk about the stock here. People like to support their favorite show. So be it, man. We got Rick out there with the 5 PP Show gift to memberships. Appreciate your support, Rick. Again, if you got a PP membership out there tonight, fellas, be sure to give thanks in the chat. It's the least you can do. We got Bill G out there with the 2. Michael, it's okay. You can use your fake account tonight. We also got Bill G with the 5. Bed Bath Twitter is a civil war. Is Michael the South and is Stonewall Jackson? And we got Bill G out there with the 2. DJ had his post maybe liked by Ryan Cohen. I heard about that. Did you guys hear about not DJ getting a like from Ryan Cohen? Again, there's a lot of obviously like fake accounts out there and stuff like that. And I wish there was a little bit more little bit more like a video of him clicking on the profile to see if it's actually the real one. I don't really know right now. There's a high likelihood that maybe he did like his post. He did have some very good tinfoil, but did you guys happen to hear about that at all tonight before we move on to this next post here?
I can't say I have, man.
Okay.
What was the post?
It was a tinfoil post. I think we'll get to it here tonight as well. Okay, so real quick, this is has to do with the Hudson Bay Greenwich CT. Just keep this in mind when we get to the Greenwich stuff. Hudson Bay Asset Management located at Greenwich CT, wealth transfer en route. You guys can see here, Hudson Bay Asset Management here is located at Greenwich CT. So remember Greenwich CT when we're already at it right now. Larry Cheng on LinkedIn today said, picture this. All right, this is the most bullish goddamn thing you're ever going to hear. Your company just went public and the lockup period is over. Your company got acquired and your share of the proceeds just hit the bank account. Or your wealth managers from Greenwich CT and you just won the lottery. For some fortunate folks, in any one of these events can lead to a sudden influx of substantial wealth. What you've been thinking of as paper wealth for months and years is now real, which is just like this sentence right here is absolutely fucking crazy, if you ask me. Like the fact that he's writing this out. What you've been thinking of as paper wealth for months and years is now real. So what do you now do? The question was posed to me recently, and I thought I'd share my thoughts as I've seen the scenario play out for many individuals through the years. My general guidance is pretty simple. Try not doing much of anything different for 1 year. Stick the money in your bank account in some cash-like instrument. Forget about it for a year. What's the value of the year waiting period? You remove yourself from the pressures, expectations, and emotions of the moment. The dynamic can often lead down a road where, and we will continue on with the rest of this in a moment. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Because I joined a space call today and actually shared my opinions on this. And to be honest with you, I think that, sorry?
Fifth line. That's my thoughts.
Right here, right?
No. The fifth line. Like, I know there's like one word in the second line, but like the literal fifth line.
That's this one.
No, the.
What does it say?
Hold on.
That's fucking 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. All right, it's fine. Your wealth managers. That's what I'm looking at.
Okay, your wealth managers. Got it. Okay. That is right here. That's the third one down. So yes.
Read that line again.
It says or your, so you are wealth managers from Greenwich CT and you just won the lottery.
That.
There is a story about someone. Now there is a story that I think someone maybe listed down here. I don't know if it was, maybe I shared it a little bit later, but there was actually some guys who won the lottery. But what's important is the date was 11/2. So there could be a lot of meaning behind this entire thing. One, it could be alluding to HBC, which is in Greenwich. Two, it could be alluding to literally the story where these guys out of Greenwich literally won the lottery. Okay. Or it could be alluding to the date, which is November 2nd. I think the most important thing here is what you've been thinking of a paper wealth for months and years is now real. This is literally what we've been discussing for the last year or longer, right? Like we're sitting here talking about this mega merger that's happening behind the scenes. We've pieced everything together as best as we can, right? None of us are insiders, things like that. You know, we've taken all the public information that we have and we've tried to essentially piece it here together. I think this is a very, very convincing post that Larry Chang is implying something could be going down here relatively soon. Go ahead, Pang or Kinky or any whatever you guys want to add. Would love to hear it.
Go ahead, Pang.
Dude, I was gonna say it's pretty good advice, man. That's what I'm gonna do after too. Just give myself a 1-year lockup and just do fucking, think things through, and then create my Polynesian trust that OKBet was mentioning. So,
yeah, my bad, fellas. Is it not Greenwich? What is it? How do you say it? Greenwich? Bullshit. Where? Greenwich. Green, W-I-C-H.
It's probably Greenwich.
It's Greenwich.
Oh.
Connecticut.
My bad. Greenwich. Greenwich sounds better if you ask me.
The W is silent.
So what are your thoughts on it, Kinky or Pang? Go ahead.
I was saying, it says you are wealth managers, right?
Yes.
And I was thinking, like, what if, Teddy needs to go public, right? So he's going to need the shell of the company. Teddy's a bank.
Mhm.
Marcus Lemonis said that there was nothing to buy. Do your research. They went bank.
I remember that. Yes. Yeah.
So you take the first two lines, right? You get your shared proceeds. You emerge, right? And then what if BBBY is basically Teddy, aka the bank, and so we become wealth managers? That's what banks do: manage money.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, it could be possible, right? I do like to think that he could also be alluding to the date November 2nd too. So I don't know. First, we have a date when it comes to Chewy, which could potentially be Halloween or around this 29th date. We also have something from Larry Cheng, potentially the GME, maybe November 2nd, that we see transpire. I don't know. Maybe he is in fact alluding to what's kind of going on here. I mean, people have to remember this is the same Larry Cheng who came into the ThePPShow and said that we are going to be, that rooms like what we have will be more powerful and influential than Goldman Sachs. Those are such large fucking words, if you ask me, for a group of individuals who have invested everything into potentially something that we believe in here, right? With what's going on with Baby and Bed Bath and GameStop and all this stuff. So these are very large words to tell shareholders that essentially get nothing. And I don't think that's the case here, right? All signs, at least to me, point to we most certainly are getting something here. I know Travis needs to get going. Travis, go ahead and give your closing thoughts, man. Let's hear it tonight, and then we're going to move on. We'll wrap up with some posts, and then we'll call it a night here tonight. Go ahead, Travis.
Yeah, I'm so sorry I got to bounce early.
No worries.
I got to go pick up a kid from a certain event.
Sure.
There's so much to tackle here, and so much old DD, and so much fun stuff going on, and a lot's happened in the last 5 days. A lot of what we've seen is total excitement. We've seen Larry Cheng stuff. We've seen some November hype dates. We've seen some end of October. We've seen before the next election, and I always like to try to keep things simple. And I think that a lot of this is coming to fruition. I have heard through the grapevine that, it was supposed to happen in July and it got pushed to November, and I've been waiting for it. You know what? I'm going to sit back, relax. I'm about to take a small vacation.
Enjoy it.
A small getaway to reset, recharge, and enjoy just some R&R and some reset my mental health and try to get through all the stuff I've been getting through at work.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I hope by the time I come back, I'm a multimillionaire. But I really think it'll be sometime in November.
Right on. All right, cool. Well, you heard it from Travis here tonight. Travis, enjoy the rest of the night. Enjoy the vacation. Hope to see you again next week. And chat, let's get some love for Travis on his way out. Take care, man.
All right, Pang, Kinky, Sloppy, PP. Y'all have a good night.
Take care, buddy.
Have
See
a
ya.
good night, bro.
All right, you heard it from Travis here tonight. All right, let's go ahead and continue with a couple of these posts here. We also have Game Stonk out there who posted, boys have been busy with FTX as well. I was not aware of this. I don't know if you guys knew this either, but Hudson Bay is the 4th largest claim holder when it comes to the FTX debacle as well, which is highly interesting if you ask me. High numbers here, probably closer to almost $1 billion in terms of their claims. All right, let's take a look here. Oh, yeah, just to highlight, Newell Insiders not buying the stock for 3 months. Again, I like Newell. I think that there is some potential here, especially when it comes to the baby business, things like that. Some people don't own Newell, no problem. I get it. But again, this is a stock. This is a stock and company that Brett Icahn did in fact sit on. And I don't know. I saw that. I saw Carl Icahn liquidate the rest of his holdings in Newell right before that bump to $9, which I thought was very interesting too. He sold kind of early. So I don't know. I do like to think that Newell is potentially involved here. They were ATMing around the same time. And again, insiders haven't been buying for 3 months. Maybe we are heading into a blackout period when it comes to Newell. So. All right, we have a post here from Michael. It's too bad Michael's not here tonight. Michael, hope you get the car fix as well. And then when we close out, Mongol wants to give some TA on the way out. We'll bring him in just a little bit. Michael is talking about Save. Yes, I have gone long Save, and Save is looking pretty good with merger talk as well. There was a guy on Friday who was trying to get in the show here, but he was in at one point and then he left, and then we were trying to get him back in here, and I was looking back at the VOD over the weekend, and I didn't see that he was trying to get back in as we were closing up the show. But there was a dude whose name was Merger who was trying to get on the show Friday to talk about Save and potential merger stuff. Sure enough, there was not really any news talking about mergers or things like that with Save. And then we saw it happen on yesterday. So I don't know who this gentleman was who was trying to come on the show to potentially warn us about this or something, but I don't know. There could be something there with some potential merger stuff. Merger, if you're out in the chat, let me know, man. I can't remember what his YouTube name is out there, but he was trying to get on Friday. We should have let him on. So. All right, let's take a look here. Kinky Sex, I think you had. Oh yeah, this was the date that I was talking about here. Kinky Sex expanded on that stuff there. Down here, jackpot winner November 2nd is what's listed here. So I don't know. Maybe he's alluding to a date here. I'll read this comment from Kinky here. Kinky says, I express again, look at the timing of the tweet. Why today? Who is the target audience? It's not some wealth fund managers from a decade ago. Marcus Lemonhead stated in the past, there was nothing to buy. Do your research. They went bank, which Kinky was just talking about tonight. Larry came on the PPShow. Larry gave the PPShow audience a compliment that they'd be more influential than Goldman Sachs, which are huge fucking words if you ask me. You got to stop reading the text. Read the negative space. He is basically saying, hey, Bobby holders, when you receive this money, be smart, sit on your hands, don't go dumping your money into another YOLO play. There is no downside on waiting the storm out. The message is crystal clear. Teddy is ready to emerge and fuck. Oh, it's ready to emerge and fuck. The money you receive can transform your life if you utilize the patience you have been forcefully taught to learn through delayed gratification. Anyone telling you this is a nothing burger are the same people telling you that you're a baggie. Yeah, right on. I agree. All right, we're almost down to the bottom of these posts here. Hold on one second. Fuck.
Wicked hype videos, by the way.
Those are old. Those are my favorites, man. Those are some fucking classics.
Back in the day, remember we used to fucking make so many of those?
Yeah, I remember. They were good times. This was a post from Angel Tits out there. Angel Tits wanted us to let you all know, PP, I don't have much reach on here, but wanted you to see some good tin. This user goes on to say, 2 months ago, I looked at prices for ordering a GME stock certificate, and they were available for purchase. I held off, but when I went to pull the trigger yesterday, now they're suddenly not available. So you can no longer request these certificates. Very interesting stuff, might I add. So I don't know really what's going on when it comes to obviously, what's going on behind the scenes with GameStop. I do think that something is kind of building up here. All right, let's take a look at Jake's post here tonight. Real quick, this post from Jake says, remember the releases. Not too long ago, we explored the releases revealed in the post-confirmation Bed Bath plan of reorganization. Let's do a quick recap because something will become very evident. Why I believe RC is labeled the co-debtor, I guess, are these older posts here that he's linked. I think we've read these here at the show. These are a little bit old here, but I guess we'll go ahead and go through this. The treatment of the Class 9 admission of the U.S. trustee and how it ties to the holders of interest, satisfaction of the absolute priority rule. All of this being, again, if you want to go back and highlight some of this stuff, we're not going to go through all this stuff here because it's a little too lengthy. We have read it at the show prior, but if you want to get kind of fresh your mind a little bit, go ahead and check out some of these posts here. Separately, but as a result of what I should have shared, I believe RC to be the purchaser through a complex negotiation that resulted in the releases through the asset sale transaction pursuant to the third-party release. So you can imagine the absolute lack of surprise when I reviewed the PCRs that have been uploaded for the last quarter and every quarter, but to make the point. Part 3, recoveries to holders and claims of interest under confirmed plan. Total anticipated payments under plan are unknown at this time and will depend on, among other factors, continuing claims reconciliation efforts and the resultant final allowed amount of such claims, which is listed here, the amount of collected receipts from the litigation, the liquidation of other miscellaneous assets, and 3, the duration of the wind down process and the resulting cumulative operating expense of the estates. Accordingly, a figure of 0 has been entered into the PCR. In the columns, total anticipated payments under plan through all distributions made during the current reporting period and on cumulative basis are listed in part 3. The claims reconciliation process is ongoing and the plan admin is not able to determine at this time the total amount of claims that will be allowed. As such, reporting with respect to the anticipated total amount of allowed claims of all priority levels or administrative or general unsecured levels is not presently possible, reported in part 3 of the PCR under the heading allowed claims. It says that the holder of interest continues to have their rights reserved in the most recent PCR. I do encourage everyone to read the link post to have a full understanding of what we are presenting in this post. But just in case, remember the capitalized terms. Interest means any equity or security. In any debtor, and how does the code define equity security in 101.16? 16, the term equity security means A, share in corporation, whether or not transferable or denominated stock or similar security. It also says B, interest of a limited partner in limited partnership, or C, warrant or right other than a right to convert, to purchase, sell, or subscribe to a share, security, or interest of a kind specified in subparagraph A or B in this paragraph. Again, the holder of interest continues to have their rights reserved in the most recent PCR, strongly suggesting that we are on the right track to presume that the transactions, i.e. the asset sale transaction associated with the releases, await consummation. He goes on to say, bonus, your estates are broke too. Total cash disbursements, 163 million total since the effective date has been dispersed. Except for 163 million dollars since September 29, 2023, without considering the consummation of any releases. Any thoughts on this, fellas, before I move on to the next post here? Would love to hear Pang or also Kinky.
No, I don't got anything on it.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Me neither. Yeah.
All right. Let's take a look. There's a couple last minute posts here. I'm trying to remember here. Oh yeah, this was a really good tinfoil post too from Leonizel. They say, hey bro, do you remember the exact date that the second set of the Teddy books dropped while live on the PP show? Anybody in the chat? I know you guys will remember this. What was the day that Pulte came and then he dropped the second volume books on the show? Because he says it was like around November 19th or something, I think. Then they quickly were taken off the buy button, which I remember. I asked because I believe that date is vital to somehow connect our dots here. Does anybody remember that? Because that volume of books too is the one with Jerry where he waits an entire year to essentially like to get out of the hospital and stuff. So if anybody remembers the exact date that those actual books dropped, I think it would be pretty good to take a look at that, might I add.
Were those the ones on the show?
Yes. Yeah. So the day that Pulte came in, he showed his books and then he showed his Teddy books and then he left and then they dropped. And that was about a year ago. Yeah, that would put us in November, roughly.
I'll look back through your history.
Yeah, I can't remember which date it was. Maybe it was November. Maybe it was around the 19th or so, 11/22. Maybe if you look up tweets when Pulte was coming to the PP show, maybe we can find it. Okay, and this is about Daniel Moore here. What Sal says, good to see Sal back. Daniel Moore was headhunted for his tax experience at GameStop to assist in the acquisition. Matt Furlong was headhunted specifically because of his experience in scaling product categories with Amazon Australia. Ryan Cohen personally interviewed hundreds of applicants for the CEO role at GameStop. He had been in talks with Matt Furlong since his days at Chewy, strategic with purpose and intent, which has experience listed here. We'll probably, let me hit these last posts on the way out. We have Mongol. I'm going to give Mongol some time on the show here. And then we'll probably save the docket stuff for Friday. We'll just go through all that docket stuff on Friday. We'll hit it out one day. Oh, before, that's right, the Greenwich stuff, Hudson Bay Capital right here, Greenwich. So I don't know, I think that there's some potential here with this whole like Larry Chang thing today, this post here, what he was talking about, all this kind of other stuff that's been transpired. PP Investigative Services are going to be looking into this account. Fuck the plan, man. I don't know who the fuck this is, man. But this is fucked up. These people need to be held accountable, whoever this is. Some people are saying it's Michael, things like that. I personally don't think it is. Again, but we'll get to that, to the bottom of this eventually. So PP Investigative Service will be on it, fellas. All right. So I guess we'll go ahead and call it a night. They're here tonight. Well, we're going to bring in Mongol, obviously, real quick here. Let me catch up on this tips. Let's bring in Mongol. Let's see what Mongol has to say, and then we'll start calling it out. Dizzy out there with the 5. I appreciate the love, Dizzy. I'm just here to hear PP mispronounce words. Happily early Halloween to all the Green Witches out there. Right on. Big shout out to Greenwich out there if you're from Greenwich. Beyond regarded with the 2. Hey, PP, any news from D? D who? Beyond regarded with the 2. D's nuts. Oh, shit. All right, you got me there, man, might I add. Why so serious with the 2? Thank God Pulte showed the books and not his balls. All right, right on. Let's go ahead and welcome Mongol here at the show. Mongol's going to give us some TA here, or I don't even know if it's TA, whatever you want to call it, when he comes on the show here and presents. So chat, please give a warm welcome to Mongol here at the PP Show. All right, Mongol, what's going on, man? Welcome to the PP Show. How the fuck are we doing tonight, my man?
What up, guys? I love it. Yeah, it's not TA, man. It's
something else.
Something else, man. I don't know.
Something
man.
I've never fucking seen before, my man. Yeah.
It looks like a rave.
I appreciate it. What up, Chang? What up, Kinky?
Yeah. Let's hear it. What do you have for it, man?
I got nothing exciting about GME except that I'm okay. You want to hear a theory?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So they do like. Yeah, they short the shit out of this thing, right? Whatever. Or they do swaps and fucking off exchange, dark poos, all that crap, right? So I think they have like targets of where they want to push this down to. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. No.
Okay?
Absolutely. Yeah. These
So,
algos are like preset, right? Like to
yeah,
like
so I
push us
think
down
like
gaps and stuff like that.
when they send a short out, it's like, oh, I'm gonna try and short it out, like 6 months down to this point. We're gonna kind of keep it kind of pumping down into that area, right? Because it does these weird snake things. Your snake chart, right? So if you see on this, it looks like they're like kind of pointing it down to earnings again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes sense, right? Like
Yeah.
if
Some
I'm gonna
people.
if I'm going to
Sorry.
short something, I'm going to short it to earnings so people don't think earnings is like as good as it is or some shit.
Right.
But that's just a theory, right?
Yeah, I think right now a lot of people are speculating that it's going to hover around this like $20 price tag. I think that there is a possibility here that it could dip maybe a little lower than 20. Maybe it doesn't. If it does, it's very temporary, might I add. But again, I don't know. The speculation right now is it feels like 50-50 from people out in the community.
It looks like again, my yarn looks like it literally points down to earnings. And they're like aiming for that 19, like it's kind of got a general direction and that anyways.
Yeah. Go ahead and share to everybody, Mongol, what's going on here. I'm going to use the bathroom just real quick. Take over for me and Pang. I'll be right back.
Oh God, what up? These are my lines. Pang, you got questions?
Yes. It looks like when I took a little too much Molly at an Armin van Buuren concert back in the day. I like it.
I like it too. Thank you, man. We were probably at that Armin concert together.
Doing TA.
Okay. I'm going to go back to DJT because, I've been kind of tracking it. So, it kind of stopped, but it came back to where I was pointing at, right? I think I was there. I showed this last week, this craziness chart. So I was a DGen. I don't have much, but bought back in at 30.98. And it looks like again, I just play I just play levels. So if it breaks this like yellow blue line combination here, look where this is coming from. So it could get exciting again. Fuck. But what do I know, man? I'm just following. I'm gonna show you what actually looks good on this. The 1 week MACD looks fucking juicy. I should have just.
All right, I'm back.
I should have just held and listened to myself. Sorry, people. I went to DJT just to.
No, yeah, that's fine. DJT's been ripping, man. If you ask me,
and
my God,
and I was, I wasn't too far off, eh?
No.
And it's
200% since the bottom. I gotta say, it's fucking wild.
So it took a little bit of a dip when it hit that like 30. What was like over like here 35, 36 mark, right?
Yeah.
And then, but it held, right? And now it made another move.
Is it gonna get rejected at 36?
Fuck, man. I don't know. I just do your levels, set a stop loss, man.
Yeah, no. No stop losses here, man.
What are those?
I like the stock. No. So
if it breaks through this, you can see this again, the rejection, it's like the tops of these ones.
Yeah, the RSI is kind of high.
Look at the MACD. You want to see the MACD? The MACD is juicy.
Let me see.
The 1 week MACD. I like it. Well, that's why I got into it.
I want to take a look at Chewy after this real quick.
Yeah,
with the TTM indicators, the PP indicators.
It didn't look like anything when I peeked at it earlier, but look, this is the the 1 week on DJT. It's juicy.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, look at this, right? If that continues,
maybe 60, 70.
Yo, man, maybe like 50. Yeah, okay. I don't like,
I think if Trump wins, or once we get closer, if the deciding factor is it's gonna be over $100.
I do like what someone had said in the chat once. Like you see this like really strong relationship going on between Trump and also Elon Musk right now. And obviously Twitter is private, right? Like it's private. It's no longer public. And someone had thrown it out in the chat one night. And they were talking about like, and again, like these two individuals, they have a pretty close like relationship. It's starting to look like they really like each other, I think. Or at least Elon really likes Trump. I don't know if Trump really likes Elon back. They probably do, they're probably friends, things like that. But I don't know. There could be some potential here that, you could see something like DJT maybe get like acquired by like X, or maybe they reverse into each other or merge or something. And both companies, are like one, unified company that's public. I don't know. Someone threw it out in the chat one night and I've been thinking about it ever since. There is some potential, man, because look, like the DJT ticker, they don't make money. Like the revenues are really low. And what this thing is trading at, I don't think is really like close to what they do in terms of revenues, right? So again, I don't really know where this thing could go. Some people say it's a pump and dump. I don't really know what the fuck's going on here. All I know is that the stock price is up 200% since its bottom, and God knows where this thing is going to end at. So I don't know, but I like some of the theories being thrown out there about, there's some potential for mergers, things like that too. So, I don't know, but I do have a position in it personally. I don't know. I think there's some potential. It did technically go to 80 after, it merged with the whole DWAC thing. So I don't know, and again, like whenever I see these like tweets from Ryan Cohen, some people immediately think that he's talking about being political and stuff. I don't think he's being political at all. I think he's literally saying Trump because that is what the DJT ticker is called. It is literally called DJT. So again, some people think that the guy just all of a sudden woke up one day and just decided to be political. Maybe he did. I personally don't buy it because I like what Travis was saying earlier. Travis really highlights, this is the same guy who said to hell with the left and right, stop dividing the people, to all of a sudden talking about Trump, nonstop. I'm not buying it, man. I think he's trying to allude to what's going on here with the ticker. And if we had listened to Cohen, right, when he was kind of saying this, a lot of us would be up nearly, 190, 200% right now from buying the bottom. So I don't know, again, it's tinfoil at the end of the day, but that's just my opinion on it. Go ahead, Pig.
What happens when you stop dividing the people? You merge.
They're finishing.
Good point, Pang. I like it. Yeah, that's a deep tinfoil. Good stuff. Mongol, can we take a look at the Chewy TTM?
Yeah, I got it up already.
Okay.
So this is 1 week.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Again, Travis and I were like talking about it. Yeah, it's kind of dipping down, but
yes.
But hold on. I'll show you what it looks like on the 1 day is interesting. Because again, if that thing swoops down, I don't know if that where is it going to hold here? I don't know, $25 maybe, right? You got this support. Yeah, 25 is like
it'll probably bottom. Maybe it bottoms out around there and reverses up. It may not even hit 25, to be honest with you.
No, you're absolutely right, because look at the 1 day on the MACD. 1 day on the MACD is interesting.
I mean, the moment Roaring Kitty posts a fucking photo of a dog, the fucking stock goes up like 50%, 50% because these fucking algos, man.
Okay, you're going to tell you what I noticed on this MACD, okay? Okay. You see how it's not dipping down to these -2, 3 areas? You see that?
Yeah, I see it.
So I don't think it has. If it probably will. Bro, earnings too. When's earnings? Look,
earnings when?
Earnings is December 5. It says.
That's interesting because when is GameStop's? GameStop's is
December 4 or something.
December, yeah, it's
early December too.
It's early December, right?
Yeah.
What is theirs?
Grove is coming up. IEP is coming up in November. I put it in the chat.
IEP is the 31st, I believe.
There you go.
November?
Yeah.
Okay.
October.
GME is December 4th.
December 4th. Yeah, isn't that interesting? So look at that. Their earnings is 1 day before Chewy's.
So weird, man. Grove is November.
Some weird shit going on with these stocks, man. I'll tell you.
Grove is November 7. Right. IEP is
November 31st.
No, October 31st.
Oh,
weirder.
Oh, it's Halloween.
Fuck me.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You guys are in for a fucking scare. Not
interesting.
I think Siri.
Wow. Okay, I did not know that. That's getting me excited.
Siri, I think, is October 31 too. Hang's friend.
Oh yeah, Siri too. That's some weird shit. I gotta say,
dude. Riley is again. I don't know. Riley's tomorrow. Okay. And yeah, it's again
tough.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's peculiar. I don't know what any of it means, right? Newell, look, October 25. So this Friday. Everything's like right after a week after each
Yeah,
other.
Newell is this week. Yeah.
So, whatever any of that means, but
Yeah. All right. Well,
Hey,
Mongo,
your
anything?
IEP's looking strong, man. I'm
It
glad
does.
you're in that, man.
It's looking good. I like the dividend. I was telling people on a space call earlier today. When I have all this wealth, I'm buying myself a goddamn board seat at IEP. I love the family. I love the company. I'll obviously have a large portion of my wealth and also GameStop as well. But to be honest with you, I got to get myself a board seat at IEP, man. We're gonna do some great goddamn things. All right.
Look at your MACD and your TTM, okay?
What? This is IEP?
You got it. The one.
Yeah, IEP's fucking coiled up for something.
Dude, look at this. It's that looks cranked on the 1 week.
Yeah, that looks nuts.
Yeah. All right. Good luck, man.
Cool. Anything else you want to add, Mongo, on your way out tonight? Let's hear it, man.
Good luck to everybody, man.
All right.
Stupid rigged ass market, and hope the white hats do us good.
Right on. All right. You heard it from Mongo here tonight. Chat. Let's get some love for Mongo on his way out. Appreciate having you on. Take
Thanks,
care,
guys.
Mongo. It's always a pleasure. See you, man.
Have a good night, bro.
Ciao.
All right, let's hear it from Pang, man. Pang, it's always great to see you here at the PP Show. Let's get some closing thoughts here as we start to wrap up. We head into Friday this week, Pang. What would you like the good people at home to know, my man? Let's hear it tonight.
I think exciting times coming up, but I don't know when. It's everybody's asking the question. So I've been watching some of old OK Bets' videos in like the post windfall, and I'm gonna make Pang's notes version. So then it's pretty much gonna be a checklist for the community. So then once when it happens, instead of fucking we're gonna celebrate, we're gonna have a good time, but instead of everybody just go sheer panic mode, there'll be a nice organized list for everyone to be like, okay, check.
Yeah.
So then you don't like, because the last thing I want, because I understand with windfalls is if people treat it like a lottery ticket, they're gonna go bankrupt in like 5 years. Like that's the harsh truth, right? So as much like I don't want to see any member of the community that happening to them. So that's why I'm gonna make something like this just to help everyone out.
Yeah, right on. All right, cool. Well, you heard it from Pang here tonight. Pang, it's always great to see you here at the show, man. With that being said, chat, let's get some love for Pang on his way out. Pang, enjoy the rest of the night and hope to see you Friday, man. It's always good to see you here at the show. Take care, Pang.
Dude, thank you for having me on the show. Have
anytime. All right, take care. Chat, let's get some love for Pang on his way out. Take care, man. See ya. There you have it, man. The fucking PP show. We got together. We talked some DD. Hell, even the fellas showed up to lend their opinion tonight. Again, things are happening. Things are transpiring here. I think time matters. A great person one time came backstage and told us that, man. And I think that he's right. Time most certainly matters here, and time is of the essence. So we need to get things fucking moving here, man. So with that being said, we're going to wrap up the show there. Appreciate you guys watching, man. Whether you donate, you watch, whatever it may be. Appreciate your guys' support of the PP show here tonight. I will read these last tips on the way out. Why so serious with the 2? What is this? Okay, I like it. Picasso to Mongols TA. Gotta say, it's definitely different for sure. Rick out there with the 5. The chart looks like I ate a 24-pack of Crayola crayons and vomited everywhere. All right, well, you heard it from everyone tonight here. Appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. Sorry we didn't have Michael here at the show. Hopefully Michael will make his return on Friday. He was getting his car towed due to some repairs, man. So with that being said, we'll see you guys Friday. Love you all. Enjoy the dildo slap on the way out. We'll see you guys then. Love you all. Peace. Enjoy the rest of the night. See ya.